Well, it's Tech for Hire. I believe he's going to bore us again with his bullshit.
Hey YouTube, Tech for Hire here. Just getting ready to go to work. Of course, I'm late. I put a YouTube video on yesterday about my wife's Hummer being stolen, so I had to deal with some of that stuff. Talking to a claims adjuster and all that. Not fun. Not fun. Got my new boots. They look pretty good. They're wide as shit. So if you have narrow feet, like me, kind of sucks a little bit. But I'm hoping that they'll break in and then I can loosen them up. Oh, I haven't ridden in a couple days. Oh. Let's see how this thing shifts. Oh, really got to get under there. Again, these things have to loosen up, so I gotta give them time. I know. It's been really crappy weather for the last, yeah, just go ahead and go. It's cool. No, I didn't want to, have the right of way or anything. Welcome to Bakersfield, filled with a bunch of idiots. But yeah, as I was saying, I haven't been doing any videos lately just because it's been horrible weather. It's either been in the hundreds or it's been rainy. So today it is not supposed to rain, and it's only supposed to get up to 81. So I should be good. It's kind of funny though. It's where I used to live. I was right by the beach, and if it was 81 degrees, you were miserable. So it's kind of funny that now living in Bakersfield, it's like, oh, 81 degrees. That's nice. Oh, great, thanks. He's got the... God, I hate it when they have the blowers because it gets all up in your shit. Don't breathe, don't breathe. We have something called valley fever in Bakersfield. So I guess you get that. It's a spore that's in dirt. So, and it's only indicative in this area. So they say that, like, if it's really windy and stuff like that, like, it's bad for your allergies, but you have a higher risk of getting valley fever. So whenever I see somebody with a leaf blower and they're blowing dirt all over the place, I just want to run out and punch them right in the face. So you're kidding people. Like, you don't really die from valley fever. Well, you can. It's kind of like a really bad pneumonia. So it's supposedly, it stays with you for the rest of your life. So if you start to have a immunodeficiency because you're just not taking care of yourself, you can get this really bad flu-like symptoms that are related to the valley fever. So there's that. But I'm sure you guys don't want me talking about valley fever. You want to hear what's going on. So I just got done talking with my claims adjuster. Well, in case you didn't watch the other video because you don't care, you only like triumphs, I'll give you the brief summary of what happened. My wife went out of town for a family function, stayed at a hotel, got out of the hotel in the morning, and our Hummer H2, which we bought specifically for taking our kids around, we wanted a nice big safe vehicle, some asshole stole it. Wife came out to get something out of the truck, and the truck was gone. So needless to say, my wife is devastated. My kids don't quite understand why mommy is not driving their big favorite truck anymore. Just really sucks. It's like, I grew up in the ghetto, and I've had our house broken into. I had vehicles vandalized, broken into, tires slashed, all that type of stuff. So, like, I moved to Bakersfield, which is surprising. People are going to say that Bakersfield has a high crime area, but honestly, it's lower than LA. So, I moved here to get away from all that shit. You always want a better life for your kids than the life that you had. So that was kind of the whole point in me moving out here, was to give my kids a better life so I don't have to worry about that shit. And so we've been doing pretty good for the last 4 or 5 years, but of course my wife goes out of town to Oakland of all places, and they steal her shit. Like, she's not in there for more than 12 hours and someone steals our shit. So, you know, from what I understand, you know, searching the interwebs, is there it was a Hummer H2, or just a Hummer chop shop rink going on in Oakland that was busted in November. I'd like to tell you, officers, I don't think you did your job, because I think they're back out there again. So, you know, needless to say, I have a feeling that we're not getting our truck back. And it sucks, because, you know, that was actually like, I see other Hummers out there and they're all pieces of shit. Like, they didn't take really good care of them. They've got scratches or dents. Our Hummer was clean. We have several friends that are in car clubs and stuff, and they're all like, hey, do you wanna join our car club, you know, just to have your vehicle in there? And normally we have people pay, but we just want you in there because, you know, you got your truck represents. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, if we had time we would, but we never have time. But anyway, so I kind of think that that's why somebody jacked our truck, is because it was so clean that they're just like, oh, that's really nice, let me go over there and take a peek. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take it. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. It's, you know, I don't want to say that, you know, I should be complacent in the fact that, you know, shit happens, but like, you know, my what you call it, my home information is in there. Like, you know, we had the registration and all that kind of stuff in the car, so like if they wanted to, they could drive all the way down to my house and try to steal more shit. But I tell you what, you know, if they do, they're not going to get into my house as easily as they got into my truck. You know, I actually have a home alarm, and I have several round things that go pew pew, and it'll make some holes in them. So I was actually kind of waiting for that yesterday. I'm like, if these guys are that good, they know that somebody is in another town that they're not, you know, normally at, and they could drive down to their location, jack all their home shit, and be gone before they can ever do anything about it because they're stranded. But luckily they're not that smart, or they weren't interested in all that shit. All they were interested in was the truck. I have kind of thought excuse me, I have kind of thought that it would just be like kids joyriding, but you know, when I started to think about it a little bit more, is, you know, we had the GM alarm that was in that system. So like when you undo the when you open a door, it would honk the horn. Well, they didn't break a window, they jimmied the door open and used some sort of device to stop it from honking. So these guys knew what they were doing. These aren't joyrider guys. These are guys that are gonna take that truck and either tear it to pieces and use it for parts, which I don't understand why you would do that. I mean, unless there's a market for those things in like other countries, because they weren't that big when we bought it, you know. And like even now, you can still get them for fairly cheap. It's not like it's a couple $100,000 car, and you know, they're rare. I mean, they're all over the place. So I guess I just don't understand why somebody would want to steal that truck. But I mean, why does anybody do anything that's against the law? I mean, who frickin' knows? Hello, fireman, but you're from the county, so pew pew. Piss off. Mercy Hospital is expanding. Interesting. It feels like I got sorry, something stuck in my throat. But Yeah, so I don't understand why they took it. I have no idea. We didn't have anything valuable in the car. I mean, we had our kids' car seats and all that kind of jazz, but I mean, nothing that like sticks out. I mean, we had the factory navigation system in it. We did have these, $100, $200 DVD players for the kids, but I mean, those aren't worth a lot of money. And apparently, what really sucks is my wife's family was visiting from out of town, and they bought a bunch of souvenirs to bring back to their relatives in Canada, and they had them in the back of the truck. And normally that's not really that big of a deal, because if you have receipts, you can get that reimbursed. Well, they paid cash for everything, and they left the receipts in the bags. So we have no proof that they bought that shit, so there's no way that I can get them reimbursed for that stuff. So you're talking, probably $1,000 worth of miscellaneous garbage that's really not worth anything to anybody. I'm sure the people that were going to get them were like, oh great, thanks for the junk, but it just kind of sucks for them, because that's gonna be their memory of visiting the United States from Canada. Is, oh yeah, you go to nice places, go see cool things. You go to Oakland and you get all your shit stolen. I don't know. I mean, I've always had an issue with Oakland. I've been to Oakland a couple different times, and there's nice parts of Oakland and there's ghetto parts of Oakland. And, my issues are with obviously the ghetto parts of any place. So I mean, I'm white, and that's not to say anything. There's ghetto ass white people, but that's just something that I choose. I don't have to live that way anymore. When I grew up and I was poor, I'm not saying that I'm rich now, because shit, I'm living paycheck to paycheck like most everybody, but I do my best to make sure that my kids don't know that side of life, and I want to make sure that they don't have to live in that type of environment. And when that shit comes creeping back beyond your control, it just sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's devastating. It's devastating. It's so bad. You're like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life? I don't know. I don't know what that voice is. I just do. Oh, look at all the water. That's a lot. But yeah, so I had to take the morning off so I can deal with that shit. I had to, I already got a police report. I had to call AAA, deal with their claims department, answer a bunch of questions. Now I got to fill out a bunch of paperwork. And the thing with AAA is, which makes sense. You want to give them time for police officers to do their job, but we gotta wait 3 weeks. So, between now and 3 weeks, ain't nothing gonna happen. We gotta fill out a bunch of forms. Basically what we had on the vehicle, and different options or whatnot, and then submit that to AAA, and then we gotta wait that 3-week period for the police to have an opportunity to find the vehicle. And then the shit kicker is, if they do find it, they're like, oh yeah, we can have it repaired in Oakland. That's usually where we like to have it repaired, is in the general vicinity of where it's found. And I'm like, I don't think so, because just my luck, it'll be sitting in their parking lot after being repaired, and some asshole will steal it again. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with that BS. Plus, I don't trust the city. I'm sorry, Oakland, but maybe when the Raiders leave, you guys' reputation might get a little better. But I don't know. Of course, I'm a Chargers fan, so I have to say it's related to the Oakland Raiders, but you know how it goes. And if you're a Raiders fan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're a Raiders fan. You can always be a Chargers fan. But yeah, so that's the scoop. That's the dealio. And I'll tell you what, man, these boots are stiff. You want to talk about stiff? Holy shit. Like I keep trying to shift, and I literally have to take my foot off the peg and dig it underneath there to get to that lever. But I mean, they do feel comfortable once you're on the bike, you know, and they're flat. Feels good. But makes it easy to brake, makes it easy to downshift. It's just upshifting that's kind of a pain in the ass. Doobie doobie doo. The ABBA concert. ABBA's gonna be here? And Brit Floyd, are they supposed to try to trick you to think it was like Pink Floyd, but it's Brit Floyd? I don't know. I don't know. Saw Guardians of the Galaxy. That was a pretty good flick. Was it better than the first one? I don't know if you can say that. It's certainly a continuation of the first one. It definitely gets a lot deeper in emotion. You know, you got a lot more to think about than just learning the characters and all that other stuff. So there definitely is a lot more stuff going on in that one. It was pretty good. I liked it. Drax the Destroyer, Batista, oh my god, he's the one that stole that show. He absolutely had the best lines in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He was totally funny. Drax the Destroyer. But yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. You know, I never like getting too close behind a big ass truck like that, because you never know when something's just gonna fall out of it and land right in your face. But yeah, I say but yeah now a lot. I don't know, I gotta punch myself in the face and stop doing that. Hey, what's up, lady? But any hoot, what else has been going on? That's it, man. I know I have one subscriber, Mr. Jeff. Mr. Jeffrey. He's like, man, when are you gonna do another video? I've been waiting on your videos. Well, here's another one, Jeff. Let me move out the way. Come over here. That truck stank. You got booty in the back of that thing. Woo! But yeah, I've been kind of busy. You know, a lot of stuff going on. I like to do more videos and whatnot, but you just, you know, it's like amazing how little time you have. Like, doing the videos is not really that big of a deal, and these motovlogs are actually kind of easy because I don't edit them at all. I just slam them together, so you hear all the stupid stuff that comes out of my face at one time, which I think some people like, and I think other people get kind of bored. But you know, what are you gonna do? You know, you either like me or you don't like me. You know, in high school, I'll tell you this little story. I'm almost at work, but I'll tell you this story. At high school, it's probably 9th grade. I had this this girl, and she was a big girl. She was a, you know, you could tell she was swinging for the same team. You know what I'm saying? And I never said anything, you know, but she hated my guts. We used to have PE, and you would have to be inside the gym and, you know, hit a ball around when it was like, you know, raining outside or whatnot. Well, she freaking, anytime she could, like, she saw me, if I was near her, she would get the ball and throw it as hard as she could, like, at my face. Come on, man. So she would throw that ball as hard as she could in my face. And she got me a couple times. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? And she's like, I hate your guts. I absolutely hate your guts. You're a fucking asshole. Like, all this shit, right? And I'm like, what did I ever do to you? And she's like, fuck you. Like, I never knew why she hated my guts so much. And then it was probably my junior year of high school. We wound up being in a photography class together. And I mean, I have not changed. You know, I'm the same guy. So, oh look, it's my coworkers. I'm the same guy that I was. So, yeah, she basically admitted that she had no idea why she hated me so much. And she's all, I don't know why I hated you. She's all, I just did. And you know, I don't know why, because you're actually a really nice guy. So I think it's one of those things where, you know, I have to grow on you a little bit for you to like me. I mean, I don't know. I actually had, you know, when I was younger, I had other people. I worked at a restaurant, and I had a Mexican dude that didn't like me and threw a kitchen knife at me as hard as he could. So yeah, that was attempted murder. What else did I did? I worked at another place. Oh yeah, I worked at a computer store, and this other guy, he just got sick and tired of me, and he tried to attack me. And at the time, I was like, I don't know, I want to say 21, 22, and this guy was a, you know, freaking retired Marine, and he literally wanted to jump over the table and kill me. So yeah, I guess you gotta kind of get used to me. So, you know, I can understand if I don't have many subscribers or people that go, man, your videos suck, they're too long. You know, what can you do? Well, anyways, ladies and gents, I'm at work. I got to go back to work, or get to work. So I will talk to you again very shortly.
I hope you liked my video. If you want to see more, feel free to click down below. Don't forget to subscribe, or you can hit me at Twitter at Tech4Hire Online.